POCO phones are really known for its specs, and true to its legacy, the new POCO X series phones sets a new bar for performance. And just a step back, POCO has different lineups like the M series, which is more of low-end budget friendly. We got the F series, which is more for raw speed and performance, and we have the X series, which gives you all-rounder, best possible value. The new X8 Pro was released alongside with its bigger siblings, the X8 Pro Max, which is bigger, beefier, and in terms of speed and performance, has better chipset and bigger battery life, but also you'll find it more expensive than a smaller sibling. But obviously, it's not all about the numbers, right? You may have better chipset, bigger screen, and battery capacity, but those are numbers. Can it justify the price difference? Or you're better off buying the Pro because it resembles iPhone 17 and closer to its size. Today, taking a look at POCO X8 Pro after a month, is this phone the best value smartphone under $400? Before we dive into the good stuff, let's talk about all the things that can be critical if you're purchasing POCO X8 Pro. Those deal breakers, those X that may sway you away from purchasing this phone. Starting with the software experience, the OS and the apps installed, there's a lot of bloatwares on POCO X8 Pro, mainly games and shopping apps. I feel like because they're selling this for cheap, they have to compensate on some of the advertisements loading some games. Also, HyperOS 3 is really good, but there's a learning curve if you're someone using Samsung or Pixel phone before. If you go to the toolbar, there's no name on the icon, so you have to remember which feature they are, or you have to click on edit to see the names of each functionality, so the software can be a bit of an ick for a first-timer. The next con is the lack of zoom. There's only ultra-wide and main sensor. The ultra-wide is only 8 megapixel, so they just snap a low-resolution ultra-wide to make it dual camera system. You will be using that 50 megapixel main sensor to crop in. Both Pro and Pro Max doesn't have zoom capability, so you're stuck with digital zoom. Not bad if you're not using zoom that much, but you cannot compare this with phones like Pro Max, Ultras, or XLs. We don't have those crazy zoom on this budget phone. And lastly is the consistency of 4K video recording. So POCO X8 Pro can shoot 4K using the main sensor, but that's all there is for this phone. Using the ultra-wide and selfie can only go as far as 1080p, and I should say that the recording is decent. I have some comparison videos of this phone in our channel, so you can check that out. But still, if you're watching this on a bigger screen, you would notice the quality of 1080p on this phone is not as good as 4K, obviously. So if you're more on content creation and you like 4K footage, you're stuck with the main sensor. Now, if you can live with those cons, like you're not a content creator, you don't need much zoom, and you're comfortable using HyperOS 3, then there's a lot of upside on this phone, starting with the performance. This phone is using MediaTek Dimensity 8500 Ultra, a 4nm processor, and if you want comparison, this can compete with Snapdragon 8 Gen 3, and that's a flagship processor. You can certainly play any games on this phone if you're someone who's using this phone for gaming, like playing some heavy games like Genshin Impact, PUBG, and like the simple Mobile Legends. This phone will do its job exceedingly. Checking the numbers, it has 8 gigs of RAM on the base configuration with 256 gigs of storage. For the Max, you have 12 and 26 on the base, and the bigger sibling also has 9500 Ultra, so there's a bit of separation in terms of numbers. But in real life, if you're not nitpicking, it can even compete with iPhone's A19 or A19 Pro. Obviously, it would lose on some of the categories, but for the price you pay, this is a really good value. The next positive is the reliable battery and fast charging capability. So in terms of battery capacity, this is one of the biggest battery capacity on its size. It has a whopping 6500 mAh battery on a 6.59-inch body. Again, the bigger sibling has a better battery capacity of 9000, but how much juice do you want on a day-to-day basis? And my point here is there's a limit to that. Since you have 100 watts of fast charging capability for both the Pro and the Pro Max, I don't think you will struggle with the battery life every day, and you're better off having the 6500 mAh because you don't want to spend your whole day scrolling to your phone just to kill that 9000 mAh because it gives you that temptation that you can go extra few hours. But if the rebuttal here is 9000 mAh can last 2 days, then you're better on the 6500 because you can charge it daily and save some money. The third pro is that sharp and smooth AMOLED screen, and it's crazy how this phone is under $400 because you get a really good screen. Normally you will get an LCD screen or a low quality LED screen. This is an AMOLED display with 68 billion colors. It has 120Hz refresh rate, Dolby Vision, HD or 10+, and can go as high as 3500 nits of max brightness. This can even compete with iPhone 17 directly in terms of screen quality. Also, special mention with that 6.59-inch display, you have 447 ppi density. Everything is crisp and sharp. You won't notice any pixelation on the display. The fourth upside is the compact and premium design, so I will start with the size, 6.59 inch versus 6.83 inch on the Pro Max. There's a significant difference in terms of size. I should say in terms of the size, close to iPhone 17, obviously the smaller sibling will have an advantage. Let's be honest here, I know people will buy this just because of the looks. It looks like an iPhone 17 and that's marketing strategy. You have a pill-shaped camera module at the back of the phone, closely resembles a flagship iPhone. Also noteworthy that there's a camera module has a blinking light notification. That's really cool and an extra touch for a good-looking iPhone 7-like value phone. And not just that, they also have Corning Gorilla Glass 7i in front. We have glass back and aluminum frame. We don't have any plastic components here, so this phones provide a premium feel. We also have a free silicone case if you want it. And lastly is the affordable price. This is the best reason why you should buy POCO X8 Pro with everything it offers, from the smooth performance, sharp and vibrant screen, huge battery capacity with fast charging capability, and compact and premium build. This is the best phone under $400. You can even wait for some discounts and maybe around $300. Honestly, this is how iPhone 17 should look like. It doesn't need to be that expensive to have a great phone, and POCO X8 Pro delivers what could be the best value phone under $400.